Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. I'm back. It's been a nice long weekend. I'm ready to pull some cards. I've got success oracles today. Ooh, we got somebody viewing me. If you're here, say hello, because I can't see you otherwise. But I'm starting off with a couple questions today. Hi, Sarah Davis. You are one of the questions that you are third in line. First, we're going to do Brittany Sitar, then Jennifer Grafdick, and then you, Sarah. If anybody else wants a card, please let me know. You can ask a question or ask for a general message. Either one's fine. So I'm excited. Oh, 3 people. Yay. I was worried this would be too late, but you know. Hola, Jessica Gabriella. Hello. Mondays. I had a lovely Monday, nice and slow. I didn't do any of the business stuff I said I was going to do today. I literally just relaxed and enjoyed myself. But I got cute and left the house, so you know. Hi, Nancy Rigo. I see you just messaged me on Facebook. That's okay. Okay, Jessica Gabriella wants a general message, and Nancy as well. Nancy, did you have a question, or you just want like a general card? As soon as I know. Well, I have to start out with a few others who I don't think are going to be able to show up so they can watch the recording. All right, I'm going to cut this deck. And then we're going to get going. Get this party started. Yay. Sarah, I'm always excited to see what cards get pulled for people. So, to recap, for those watching the replay, oh, Nancy needs some direction, wondering what to do next. You're a real estate investor. All right, let's check it out. So first we've got Brittany Sitar wanted to know, like, is coaching the right direction for her business? So I don't like to do yes or no questions because only you can decide whether something is truly a yes or no. So instead, I like to ask, like, what do we need to consider? Oh, Nancy, wondering what state to move to and when. Tell me what states are on the table and tell me what you like about them. We can hash it out. But portable. Oh, you're portable. That's nice. Okay, so I don't like doing yes or no because there are, like, only you can tell you whether yes or no. If I see the future, I see a possibility, it's just one of a bajillion possibilities. Like, you know, like free will of you and all other people, that all has a part to play. So what I like to do is ask, like, what is it you need to consider when making this decision? So Brittany, that is what I'm asking this deck and asking my intuition, which is like, what do you need to consider when debating whether, like, coaching is the right direction for your business, for your service-based business? Interesting. So Brittany, you got Suze Orman. And so Suze Orman says personal debt is a free education in finance. And I like to say that this is, like, sometimes we have to spend money to make money, which isn't great, but, like, it's the reality. But, like, and sometimes we make poor decisions. In the past, we've made poor decisions that lead us to a place where we could allow ourselves to feel shame. But really, there's always a silver lining to things like that. Like, if you learned a lesson, then it was never a waste of time. It was never a failure. So, Brittany, I think that when you're asking about, like, you know, moving forward, whether coaching is appropriate, you know, think about the things that make you feel like you're not qualified, but think about them in a different light. And think about, like, maybe that's the reason you are qualified. So consider it, like, from that. And, like, whatever you feel shameful about or what, like, undermines your qualifications, I think you're being called to look at it differently. Next, risk isn't always worth the risk. And what I say about that is that, like, it doesn't mean not to take risks. It means to take well-calculated risks. So when you're thinking about, like, taking risks, like starting a new venture in your business, I like to ask myself for advice, but not the version of me who's here right now. I like to ask the future, like really successful version of me. So I'm thinking about like the version of Jessie who is like got the $1 million business. She's like, you know, famous. She like does speaking engagements everywhere. She's got book deals. Like that version of me, like that version. She's like a fashion icon, all the things. I think about her and I will like, you know, envision her in like meditation. And I say meditation, but it could be like when you're daydreaming in the shower. That can be meditative. Or like on a walk, or like driving in the car, because all of that is a form of meditation. So when I'm in that state, I'll bring her forward and I'll just like ask her to tell me where I'm staying small and where I need to grow. Like I ask about that. Debbie, no, you can do yeah, we can pull a card for you. It's fine. So anyway, I bring forward my future self and I ask her, where am I staying small and where do I need to grow? And so then from there, like, I ask her the question that's on my mind. I'll say, so in this example, I would ask like my future self, I would say like, is coaching the right direction for my business? And she's going to give me an answer. And sometimes those answers are like, yes, definitely. Sometimes it's like, not right now, but that's definitely your next step. Like, you know, you have to think about, you have to like trust yourself, because these versions of us live in us at all times. And so we don't need to like we can like rely on ourselves for wisdom and advice. And then finally, afford to loan good advice. I love that, especially because you're thinking about coaching. Giving advice probably comes naturally to you, and I think it's saying that like try it on first. So like try taking on a few pro bono clients and see how you like that. How do you enjoy it? Does it feel right? If so, maybe that's the direction to go in. Okay, next we have Jennifer Grafdix wanted to know like about the best fit for like the direction that she's going in, like what's the best fit. And she also wanted to know like agent and publisher. So I think that this is about like, you know, who do we need to look to for wisdom when it comes to these questions? So for Jennifer, this is who you need to think about. Oh, I love this for you. It's Kim Kardashian. And Kim Kardashian says, act like the camera's always rolling. So Jennifer, I think that you're being asked to step into the spotlight. And I know social media has been something that you feel like a little intimidated by. Like you're feeling intimidated by the technology. And the technology is easy to learn. Like you can easily do that. I think you're using the technology as an excuse to stay hidden, because like a lot of times, I mean, we stay hidden for multiple reasons, for a multitude of reasons. It can be like, I don't look the way that I want, or I don't have the clothes that I want. It can also be like, I don't make enough money, like all of these things. I think it's saying, Jennifer, that it's time to step into your celebrity status and like run your social media like you are a celeb. An easy thing to do is like using the close friends feature in Instagram. So I use the close friends feature to follow people who like I want to emulate, in the sense that like that is the kind of person I'm striving to be. I want like their brand or their persona or whatever. I will follow all those people and I will add them to my close friends list, and then I analyze their content to see what do people like the most, what are they engaging with, how do they show up, what are the what is the mix of content that they present. I consume all of that like conscientiously, so I understand like the people who are following them, like they're gonna follow me for similar reasons. So like it's like free market research. So Jennifer, that's what I would suggest that you do. Use that feature, and it doesn't affect the algorithm, but what you can do is I'll go straight, like rather than scrolling through my feed, I'll go straight to my close friends list and click on the individual profiles to see like what have they uploaded that's new, how are they doing, all of that. And then hold a mirror up to society and play with the filters. So you're in a perfect position, like as this like celebrity you're going to be stepping into, you're in a perfect position to talk about the things in society that you care about. And I know you've done this a couple times and you've had amazing results when you've done it. So do it now, but like I want you to like do it like do it from like your own like voice. Don't just write a caption. Get on camera and talk about it. Like, I think that that's really powerful. And then finally, no topic is off limits LLC. I think that based on what you do, and for those who don't know, Jennifer works with like women's cycles, and she's got like, and it syncs to the moon. It's like really cool. I think that like there's no such thing as like things that are off topic. And you have a lot of role models in this group who are already doing a lot of like, you know, sexuality coaching and like things that could easily people could consider shameful that they don't need to. So Jennifer, like, everything is limitless for you. You need to be channeling Kim Kardashian and start seeing yourself as the celebrity before you get there. Whew, I got a lot tonight. Maybe it's because I had ice cream. All right, Sarah Davis. Sarah, I'm going to go for you next. Then Jessica Gabriella. Then Nancy, then Debbie, Amy, and Cassandra. Okay. I'll obviously announce who's next. All right, Sarah, I know that you were wondering, like, is this the right direction? And I already said what I said about yes and no. So I'm not going to tell you yes or no. But what I'm going to ask is, like, what do we need to consider? When it like, who do we need to look to for inspiration and advice when it comes to debating, like, am I heading in the right direction? And I love this. You have Enzo Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari, so this is obviously like the creator of Ferrari, or founder, whatever you want to say. So he says, before you sell product, you need to sell prestige. Whew, excuse me. I had dinner not long ago. Okay. So, for you, Sarah, you need to be thinking about whatever it is you do. You need to see the prestige in it. Like, you're not selling a product or a service. You're selling luxury. You're selling a lifestyle. So it's like, some people struggle like charging high ticket. And the thing I say all the time is that, like, when you charge something too cheaply, people associate the value of what you're selling based on the price. So if it's like too affordable, people are going to assume it's not effective. So, like, think about that. It's about prestige, not the product. Less is wanted more. So consider that when debating, am I on the right path? Like, less is more. We don't need to fill our businesses with tons of bells and whistles. We don't need to do the same thing with our packages. Sometimes a really strong foundational package is like all people want and need. Like, that's all we need. Business gets to be really easy and simple if you let it be. And if you're in the situation where you're feeling like you're really stressed out or you're not having fun, then you're not in alignment. And now it's time for you to review your business and how you can, like, make it fun. And then finally, a strong engine can weather a bumpy road. So whatever it is you're doing, make sure you have that really strong foundation for moving ahead. That's what it's all about. Like, if you have a strong foundation, that will weather you through everything. All right. Back to Nancy, because Nancy, I saw you writing and I was, getting through some messages, but I see that you're in Rhode Island with family now. You don't want to go back to Florida. Same. I'm from Florida. Fuck no. I'm done. Thinking of North Carolina, or do I stay in New England? So obviously I'm not going to say like, yes, no, go here, go, don't go. The thing I will say is, like, first tap in, like, actually, here's a little download for you. Lacey Phillips, who is a manifestation expert, she has an incredible, like, free clarity exercise workshop on her website, which is tobemagnetic.com. And I think that would help you with the move, like, because it has you, like, imagine X number of years into the future and stuff, and they're, like, really zen. So I think that would provide some insight into where you see yourself, because it's hard when we're in the moment. We have all these competing interests and stuff, and sometimes it's hard to get in touch with, like, our subconscious. All right, and you need some direction, wondering what to do next. You're a real estate investor, so let's see. Okay, so here's what you need to keep in mind when looking at your next direction. You need to look to Christine Lagarde for inspiration. And I'm not really sure who she is, so I'm gonna, like, check her out in this little book here. I should have numbered these or something. I mean, I know who most of these people are, so I generally don't pop in here, but I don't know who this is. Yeah, here we go. Ah, that's why. Because I'm a silly American. President of the European Central Bank and two-term head of the International Monetary Fund. Damn. Wow. Okay. So, oh, hey, Lucille. And hey, Catherine. Sarah says, this is great. I'm a virtual assistant, so you're on the head. Yay, that makes me happy. Okay. And Natalie Toe. I see you. We'll get to you eventually. Okay. Back to Nancy. So, Nancy, you need to be channeling Christine Lagarde. And she says, overtime heals all wounds. So, I think it's saying, like, well, the way I interpret that is, like, whatever it is that you do that makes you like lose track of time, that's normally a good indication of something that you want to be pursuing in business, because like you love it so much, you like it's hard to turn it off. Next, let he who is without debt throw the first shade. So don't judge whatever it is that your heart wants or whatever you're feeling called to do. Don't judge it. Your only job is to try it out and see if you like it, because a lot of times like we can't think our way into answers. We need to actually like try some action. So I would say like do that, like try it on. If you think that like I think I want to sell stained glass, I don't know, try that. Set up a little shop, see how it goes. Like I don't know, you're not going to know until you're doing it. It could be that like your hobby, you just want to be your hobby. You don't want it to be something that you need to like worry about doing for money. That's how I feel about my art for the most part. I just enjoy doing it for the sake of doing it, giving it as Christmas gifts. Like it's not something I want to pursue. But you don't know that unless you try. And I did try that. I had an Etsy store for a while and I was like, this is stressful. I don't like it. And now the world stage is no place for drama. So I would say the download I'm getting about that is like stop asking so many people for advice. Stop going externally and start processing it on your own, internally. Start journaling. And if you don't like to journal, voice memos. And then play them back so you can hear how it is you talk about things. I realize none of that is a clear answer, but hopefully that helps. Okay. Jessica Gabriella, I don't think I did yours, so I'll do yours next. Yeah, okay, Jessica Gabriella, general message for you. You need to channel Robert L. Johnson. I believe he's like creator of the flat screen TV or something. Anyway, overlooked markets are right in front of you. So Jupiter is still retrograde. When Jupiter is retrograde, it means it's a perfect time to find like new pockets of opportunity. So that's what I want you to focus on. Like where is it? Like where are there people that you could serve that you're not serving already? Next, network to net worth. Use your network. Like a lot of times we think that we have to like get in front of all these like new eyeballs. We can't like go to past clients. Go to past clients. Go to like friends and family. Like I mean like I say let your intuition guide you. If you have a service and someone's been coming to mind on it, just reach out to them and ask. There's nothing wrong with that. And then finally, interrupt regularly scheduled programming. So don't get used to like being in a routine or schedule when it comes to making money. Like there are always new opportunities and new ways to do it. So play with some new offers, stuff like that. Let me know how that resonates, Jessica. Debbie. Card pull for Debbie. Debbie, who do you need to channel this week? Charles Ponzi, yeah, creator of the Ponzi scheme. This is a good one, though. It's really informative. So it says, keep your convictions even when facing multiple. You always got to believe in yourself, Debbie. Like, you cannot let anybody else shit on your dreams or shit on what you think that you're capable of doing. If you have an idea, like, you wouldn't want it if you weren't qualified to do it, to have it, for all of that. So, like, if you want it, go for it. It means you're meant to have it. Next, got rich quick, leave town quicker. Don't rest on your laurels. Like, always be looking for the next goal, the next opportunity. Like, you know, don't get content because, like, you know, contentment breeds boredom. I mean, like, I'm one of those people where like I like to, always be moving on to the next thing. But I would say like contentment is fine for a time, but you want to make sure that you're still like that you're staying challenged. We'll say it that way. And then finally, don't get buried in the pyramid that you built. So like we don't have to do everything ourselves. Like you can hire people to help you. That's okay. Even if it's like I'm going to hire a cleaner or I'm going to like outsource my laundry. Fuck it, who cares? It's your life. Live it your way. Might as well make it easy. Whew. Okay. Debbie, I'm just now seeing your response to yourself. I think, based on this card, Debbie, I think it's saying that you need to cue into the things that are bringing you joy and making you feel challenged in a really good way. Good. You said, oh, that makes so much sense. Impactful. Good. Awesome. Maria, I see you. I will get to you. Alrighty. Now we have Amy S. Wallace. What's blocking the success I know is fingertips away. I'm getting the download that it's you. Like, are you putting a lot of pressure on yourself? Because that's how it feels. Or like you're trying to like do too much, like you're trying to control the outcome. Surrender is like the big thing that you need to do, Amy. It's like shouting in my head. So surrender is a huge part. So it's like surrender and rest. I'm also getting rest. Like you're not taking breaks and you need to. But who do you need to channel? When you think about about that success and connecting with it, whose energy do you need? Ayn Rand. Interesting. So Ayn Rand says self-interest has mass appeal. So like put yourself first. Put yourself in your interest. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what they would do with their money or their success or how they would handle it. Don't worry about like, your partner and your kids, like your family, like none of their opinions get to, like you can't factor any of their opinions into your business. You need to do what you know is right. Next, find like-minded individualists. I think you need community is a big thing. Like you're missing, like I know for so long, and part of the reason I started this group was because like it's really lonely to be an entrepreneur. And I think especially for a lot of women, I didn't know any, like I don't have any entrepreneurs in my family. Like that's never been a thing. So I don't have anybody to turn to who understands. And it's the same thing with my friends, and I love them, but they're all like in very traditional careers and, frankly think I'm a little nuts for like doing this. They're like believe in me. They believe I'm doing what's best for me. And they're like, you're amazing, yada, yada. But they don't have the understanding. So I don't have anyone I can go to talk about business. So you need to find other people, lean into this group, lean into other groups that you're in, like, make friends, make friends with other female entrepreneurs. And then finally, those who live in glass houses will not be told what they can and cannot throw. It doesn't matter if it might seem like it's bad for you. If it's what you want, it's what you want. The heart wants what it wants. And sometimes clarity only comes to us after we run into the fire. That's okay. If you learn the lesson, then it's valuable. Hi again, Lucille, just because I'm seeing your message again. Catherine Wilson, general message for career and business would be great. All right, you have Sergey Brin. Something to do with Google, clearly. So Sergey says, provide answers to all life's questions. So it's like, I say with that, like a lot of times we know what the standard objections are for people, or like, what kind of, or like worst case scenarios, stuff like that. We may have all of that, like might have those things like in our mind about like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And a lot of times the fear goes away if we just have a plan. So like whatever's on your mind, Catherine, like just play it out. Like come up with a backup plan for like what you'll do in that situation. Next, create a new verb. I like to say that like like good writing is in verbs, because a lot of times people think good writing is in adjectives, like, beautifully and happily and things like that, rather than, or I guess those are adverbs. So it's like the beautiful, magnificent, things like that, like stuff that identifies a noun. Like people tend to think that, like, that's the default when people start writing. And really good writing is in verbs because it's so easy for us to use like do, be, and have all the time. And like when you start using different verbs, that's when you start to like really expand how you write. So I would say, like, when it says create a new verb, I think it's saying, like, look at your business and see where there's room for, like, more creativity. Where can you create, like, a new outlet or do something that's fun again? Like, do something like that. And then finally, let me Google that and get back to you. It's totally fine to not know the answers to everything. Like, it's fine to say, I don't know, let me get back to you on that. That's a perfectly fine answer. And it's also a good answer when it comes to saying no, because a lot of us say yes all the time, and we try to go from saying yes to all the time to saying no, and what happens is that we still say yes, but we just say it in like a really like frustrated way. Oh, fuck me. Like I'm just like always saying yes. Now I'm really frustrated. And I like to say, let me check. Maybe is like a beautiful, beautiful term. So like use maybe more often, Okay. Yay, Nancy's going to look into Lacey Phillips. Yay, and read up on Christine Lagarde. That makes me happy. Misty, no burning question, does what the fuck is up count? Why not? Yeah. And then I see you, Layla. Layla and New Moon Wellness. I will get to you guys too. The beauty of my own group is that I can stay here as long as I want. Also, Lucille, you said that you're not sure if you want to do business or investment or personal. A lot of times the message is the same for both. And I see you, Holly. I see you there too. Okay. I'm going to get to everybody. Don't panic. Okay. Natalie Toe. Would love to know what should I focus on? Should I focus on copywriting or just go for digital marketing virtual assistant? I don't even need to pull a card to answer that question. Do the one that's more fun for you. What do you like more? What makes you happy? What lights you up? What gets you like super pumped? That's the thing that you need to follow. And you could do both of those things. There are plenty of virtual assistants who specialize in social media management. You could always do copywriting and marketing. Like, you can do both. And I would say, like, talk to people who do both of those kinds of work and then, like, test it out. You could always, like, do, like, a few cheaper packages and then, like, try it out for a few people, like, maybe a week-long package or something. And then that gives you the opportunity to see, like, do I like this? Do I like getting paid for this before you, like, make the jump and now you've boxed yourself into something you don't like? Do you know what I mean? Like, try something like that. Or even like trade. You could trade with like somebody who's a coach or something. Like be like, can I be your virtual assistant for a week in exchange for a coaching session? That's like something you can do too. Okay. Oh, but I'm still going to pull a card for you. You need to consider Angela Merkel when it comes to this. So the Prime Minister of Germany. And Angela says, a penny saved is a problem solved. So, like, what's going to save you money? Do you require investment in starting up any of this? Maybe consider that. But I don't like to base things on money because I always say if you follow your passion, the money's going to follow. But we'll see. No big debt goes unpunished. I would just say that, like, it means that, like, there's no easy route. There's no easy route to success here. It's not like one is more guaranteed or like more easier to make money in than the other. It's not like that. It's just like what you love is going to make it easier to make money. And then finally, the free world has a lot of overhead. Yeah. So this is something that I think is important to say is that, like, a lot of big time people who have found success have teams, and you don't see those teams most of the time. I have an online business manager now, and I have a copywriter. Like, I'm not doing stuff by myself all the time now, And like, I'm very open about that. Like, I'm not trying to make it look like I do everything myself. I do a good amount myself, but not everything. Like, I've definitely outsourced the boring stuff, the stuff that I don't like to do, or the things that I'm not strong in. And that's what I outsource. So, yeah, think about that. Alrighty. Okay. Maria Veronica. You've got Ariana Huffington. She says, for every point, the market wants a counterpoint. So it kind of goes back to this message I was talking about earlier. Whenever we work with clients, like, we always know what the objections are going to be, because like, they're usually the things that we're like feeling shadowy about. So it's like, oh, somebody going to pay me money for this? Okay, well, if somebody objects to money, how are you going to answer it? Come up with those answers ahead of time. And then opinions need a constant refreshing. Don't ever don't get boxed in, like, always, like, and this is something that I'm really working on too, is like learning how to communicate compassionately. Like, I've realized, like, it doesn't do me any good to be like, fuck you, Trump supporters. I'm really trying to like learn how can I communicate, because like, I want to be part of the effort to like inform others, so like Black and Indigenous people of color do not have that entire burden on themselves. Like, racists are more likely to listen to me because I'm white. So I need to find a way to communicate effectively. Maybe it doesn't change people's minds, but if I can at least learn to communicate without it totally disrupting my own like emotional state, then that's a huge improvement. And then finally, tired of the hustle, sell the rest. If there's something that you're doing, if there's a part of your business that you're like not into, or even part of your personal life, like if you don't like cleaning, hire a cleaner. If you don't like drawing up contracts and onboarding clients, hire an online business manager or virtual assistant. Like, I think the message is like, basically KonMari your business, get rid of what's not bringing you joy and outsource it. Holly, hello. What the heck is keeping you blocked in business? I would say, like, who do you need to channel to unblock? There's a good question. And this says Jane Fonda. This is such a great one. Jane Fonda says, if your influence has legs, keep them moving. So I think part of it is just like, you can't totally settle yourself on like, well, these are the things that I figured out and these are the offers, so I'm just going to keep selling them even if people aren't buying them. Maybe like you need to change it up, or like keep evolving, because like your business is going to change as just like you change as a person, and that's okay. Finally, a mugshot is a free headshot. I have a feeling that you're afraid of like saying the wrong thing, showing up the wrong way, somebody misinterpreting things like that. Doesn't matter. If somebody argues with you or calls you out or like, says something rude in the comments, it all gets factored into the algorithm. Like, arguments, yeah, that's going to drive up your algorithm. So there is no such thing as bad publicity when it comes to social media. Well, you get what I mean. Like, it's all like, all bad publicity is still publicity. And then finally, a name that looks good in lights looks better on a petition. How are you giving back? How are you supporting the causes that you care about? If part of why you went into business is to like, pay it forward and change the world, how can you do a small version of that right now? Like, can you donate $5 to a cause that you care about? Can you write a post? Can you volunteer? Like, think about stuff like that. You don't have to wait until you've made it to like do the things to make the world a better place and use your money the way you want. Cassandra's changing her mind. You don't want that answered anymore? That's fine. If you want to ask something different, you can. Otherwise I'll just pull a general card for you. Lucille, you love Jane Fonda. Who doesn't? Monster-in-Law is like one of my favorite movies. It's so funny. Famous last words. Okay. Okay. Want to make sure I can get into everybody. Okay. So that was Holly. So, Lucille, I know you're concerned about business and investment direction and personal, a little bit of everything. So, let's just see, who do you need to be channeling in all of this? Calvin Klein. This is a good one. So Calvin Klein says, take risks and have a press statement ready. So I don't know what it is that's on your mind, but it's time to take the risk. Like, why not? And then, like, have a press statement ready means, like, people are going to ask you questions and they're all going to, I mean, like, judgment happens all the time. I mean, you know, my parents were pretty chill about me starting my own business once I was fired from my job, but plenty of people were like, what are you going to do? And, like, I just I just had an answer ready, basically. So just, like, once you make that decision to, like, take that leap of faith or do whatever it is that scares you, have a way to talk about it with people. And then find real meaning and innuendo. So, this is a download that I'm getting. Are you getting signs? Because, like, you're like, I feel like you're getting signs and you're dismissing them. And you're like, oh, that's just coincidence. Oh, that's just this. That's just that. But I think that they actually are signs pointing to yes. You can ask for signs. Your spirit guides always listen. A great way to test that out is to be like, all right, spirit guides, if you love me and you're listening, show me. I did this with tigers. So I said, show me a tiger today. And then you just have to, like, kind of be on the lookout, like, casually, not like searching, but just, you know, have it on your mind. And, like, that day, it was funny because, like, I was rushing to work. I saw somebody with a tiger on their shirt, but it was, like, in passing. They were already gone, so I was like, oh, that doesn't count. And then I walked into my office, and there's a painting on the wall. It's called Two Pussycats, and it has a tiger on it. I'm like, well, that doesn't count. It's in my office all the time. And then it was like, then I logged into Spotify and, like, a new album was on there by an artist I didn't know, and the cover had a tiger on it. I was like, okay, all right, I see you, universe. And then for the rest of the fucking day, it was like tiger, 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 tiger. And I never see stuff like that. It was like on advertisements here and there. And I was like, what is happening? So, like, you can ask for signs all the time. Like, they're always listening. You can't really put a time limit on it, but just, like, be aware and, like, let it be. So I feel like you've been getting signs and you, like, feel like they're just coincidence and it's okay. You think this is the personal life? Well, let's see. And then finally, outrage into art form. So take your emotions, whatever you're feeling, and channel them. Just channel them into a way that feels productive for you. That's the main thing. That's the main takeaway there. Okay, let's see. So that was Lucille. Misty Tobin. What the fuck is up? Let's see. Oh, Misty. You have RuPaul. I love that for you. So, Misty, RuPaul says tailor conventions to suit you. So it's like you can take what works for people and you don't have to follow it to a T. You need to put your own spin on it. So, like, you know, learn what you can about things and be like, cool, that's really good info, and then do it your way. Next thing, bespeak volumes. So like whenever you use your voice to, like, speak about whatever it is that's on your mind, just do it from your own authentic way. Like, don't worry about if it comes out the right way or the wrong way. Just speak from your heart and speak from your personality, because that's what people want to hear from you. And then finally, a showstopper never stops showing up. So consistency is key. All that means is, like, you know, making sure you're having fun and engaging with people every day. That's really it. Let me know if that helps Misty. Okay, Layla. Moving. I'd like to move together with my boyfriend. We were in line for a huge house, but someone else got it. Now I'm wondering when, where, and how. I know you said some other things. Let me look down. Better question. How do I help my daughter heal the huge sorrow she carries for 1 year now that her best friend left school for another city in school? And it seems the girl's parents hold back and don't want them to see each other anymore. I've tried many different things. kinesiologist healing. Yeah. So, listen, I know it's so painful to say this, but you can't heal her pain. It sucks, and sometimes the only way through it is through it, and for her to feel it and know that she's able to talk to you about it whenever she wants. But, like, that's that. Like, you can't fix it for her. That's a childhood wound that she's going to have to carry, and, like, probably, like, she's not going to have the understanding until she's an adult, because like kids, even teenagers, don't fully comprehend what's going on multiple levels. And so you're just going to have to let her hurt, and let her heart be broken for like as long as it takes for it to heal, and just let her know that you're there for her during all of that. As for the house and stuff, you're gonna have to surrender. Like, I can't tell you yes, no, here's when it's gonna happen, all of that stuff. It's really like, it's one of those things where it's like you gotta put it out there, and you gotta like not be attached to the outcome. As hard as it is for me to say that, that's just like kind of how it is. You just kind of have to be like, it's either gonna happen or it's not. But fill your life up with joy beside that. And then who do you need to be channeling during this time? Michael Bloomberg. So Michael Bloomberg says, take your paper route in new directions. So maybe the message here is like, do something a little bit different than you've done in your housing search. I'm actually getting a download. Something that helped me when I was apartment hunting was just going to neighborhoods that I liked and walking around and driving around them just to see what's there, and like really soak in the energy of like the kind of place that I liked. And so I stopped being like really focused on specific neighborhoods, and I got really focused on the feel. I was like, I wanted to feel residential, I wanted to have lots of trees, I wanted to feel like this, and so by exposing myself to different neighborhoods like that, I started getting really clear on what kind of place that I wanted. So like, use it as an information gathering time, and like do something a little bit different. Next, if you make headlines, own them. So I like to say, like, own what it is you're ever gonna say. Like, your voice is your voice. Take ownership for it, and like, yeah, stop acting like you don't own the fucking newspaper. Like, it's yours. Like, this is the Layla show, and like, you just need to be shameless about your opinions and what you believe in. Anybody who doesn't like it can fuck off. And then finally, count on numbers to amount to something. All these little actions that you take, you have to believe that they're going to get you where you need to be. That's it. You just have to like have faith, and then like relinquish control. That's really what it's about. Ooh, Misty said yes, showing up is the work. I'll get on that. Yeah. Start small. Small little checklists. Oh, Layla, your daughter's 7.5 years old. Yeah, you can't fix this for her. You're going to just like have to let her hurt. And I hate that that's the case, but you're going to have to let her hurt. Okay. Whew. So New Moon Wellness, you want a reading. So New Moon Wellness, you have to channel Mucha Prada. So like, Prada, of Prada. So this says, strike while the market is hot. So I have a feeling like you have like an idea of like, oh, this would be like a really good idea for right now. Go for it. That's what that's saying. Like, just do it. Nike style, just do it. Next, applique your pattern to the big picture. Think about like how your business fits into the general scheme of what's going on in the world right now. Like, if you look at it that way, then what it does is it provides you with an understanding of like why your work is so important and why you need to show up. And then finally, wear many hats but design all of them. So like, we're all like multi-passionate business owners. You don't have to have just one gig, like one thing that you do or one client that you help. It doesn't need to be that way. You're allowed to help as many people as you want. Just make sure you're building things for that specific demographic. Okay, Cassandra, do you have a question? If not, I'll just pull a general card for you. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card for you, Cassandra, and you'll find the message in it. Oh, Sheryl Sandberg. So Cheryl says log in. It just means show up. Make sure that you're showing up in the way that you need to. Keep logging in. Next, the news feed is always starving. So yeah, there's no such thing as like a saturated market. I say it's when a market seems saturated, it means that there's a need for it. It shows you like what's available, like what the hunger is. It's more alarming if there's nobody in an industry or nobody in a specialty than if there are a ton of people, okay? And then finally, update your terms and conditions. You know what that's about. I think that the communication that you were asking about originally, update your terms and conditions with that person. It's time for you to basically like lay your shit out on the line and be like, here's what I expect. Take it or leave it. Oh, you're welcome, Catherine, for your card. Shannon Sorensen, you need to be channeling Deepak Chopra. I love this. So Deepak says, find the connection between mind, body, and wallet. I love that. So it's like all of this stuff, you know, that like when it comes to like spirituality, when it comes to business, when it comes to all the things, they all need to be in alignment for us to like attract money. Like that's what it is. And so I don't know what it is that you do, but like understanding that the way you talk about it with people, like obviously in business we always run into like objections around money. Explain how what you do helps with that. Create an offer or a bonus that speaks to that as well, to that concern of like, so when people are afraid to spend money, what they're really saying is like, I'm afraid it's not going to work for me, or I'm afraid I'm not going to show up in the way that I need to for it to work. So understand how to have that conversation with them. Next, balance in all things, including your bank account. So make sure that the way you spend your money is a reflection of your values as well. So it's like, make sure that you spend on yourself, make sure that you spend on your business, and make sure that you give back, because those are the things that create abundance and magnetism in our life. And then finally, learn the many meanings of intrinsic value. So it's just like how luxury is not just money. Luxury is time, it's attention, it's love, it's energy. It's the same thing when it comes to like what people value. Values are always going to be different, and you should not feel shameful about it. Like whatever your values are, they're your values. And guess what? Your clients are going to love you for that. You think, Cassandra, you think the sign's message was for you? That's the beauty of all these card pulls, is that like there's wisdom in every single one. So when you stay and you listen to all of it, you pick up on things and you're like, ooh, I needed to hear that as well. That's the beauty of it. Oh, you needed that card, so good. I'm glad. Shannon Sorensen, I'm an artist. So when it comes to Deepak Chopra, like art, like is something that like helps with money. Like it is for sure. And I think that that's maybe like internal for you as well, understanding that like you deserve to be paid for what you do, and you deserve to charge as much as you want for the art that you create. Yay, I'm so glad that helped you, Cassandra. Okay, Jamie. I've got Jamie, and I think that's it. So Jamie, what does your focus need to be in the next 1 to 3 months? Well, here's who you need to be channeling, is Warren Buffett. This is who's going to be your inspiration for those 1 to 3 months. Stability is worth holding on to. So I don't think that means like you can't take risks. It's like you already know what works for you and what you love. Why change it right now? Like if that's like how you feel, like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to do something crazy. Like take what's working and just revisit it. Next, watch the paint dry so long as you've invested in it. I think that means that business gets to be easy if you want it to be easy. It's just that you have to decide to basically let go of anything that tells you that it's supposed to be hard. Like if it's hard, then like it's not fun, and if it's not fun, why would you do it? Like that's what regular 9 to 5 jobs are for. And then finally, be flashy only in philanthropy. So, in the way that you're giving back, like, use your voice, be flashy about that. Like, be yourself and care about, and like, care loudly about the causes that you care about, and make that a part of your business as well. Whether that's like you spend X, you donate X amount of profits to it, or whether that's like part of like something people know you for on social media, whatever it is, it's supposed to be part of your business and your focus. So I think I'm totally caught up. So unless we have anybody else, I'm going to call it. It's been such a beautiful experience reading for you guys. I love these Monday night card pulls. I'm so glad I can stay as long as I want here. I didn't quite hit an hour, so that's a perfect amount of energy. So, all right, guys. We'll do a coaching thread tomorrow, so I'll be in here doing some advice. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a beautiful Monday night. And if I didn't get to you, or you've got follow-up questions or anything, go ahead and comment. I'll be here. I'm here all the time. So have a good one. Bye. Oh, if you want a reading with me, I've dropped my links here, and I'll drop them in the bio. Also, August is starting this week, and I have 5 spots open in my one-on-one coaching, and like, I would love to fill them. So if you think we'd be a good fit, go ahead and book that. I also have a new offer that like really helps you hammer out an offer in your business, and gets you an understanding of what your energetic blocks are. So it is like a power 1.5 hours. So it's so good. And I'll drop all of those links in the comments. Have a good one, friends. Night, night.